You are watching. Pause. We pause for a second or two. How do we keep life coherent when so much is changing? This is episode 269, Sketching a Place of Pausing. Today we are looking at this one. Sketch. Sketch is a skill for our long-term situation. And our long-term situation is for when we think about or worry about our long-term plans. This is the image or symbol for sketch, long-term skill sketch. It's a piece of paper and a pencil. We pause and sit down with pen and paper. Sketch is how we give our thoughts a physical body. So I have sketched already on this cube. I have written things on it. I have sketched an image here. So my thoughts about long-term skill sketch has been given a physical body that exists outside of me. So my thoughts are in here and in my body, but they are also here, outside of my body. The thoughts about sketch have their own physical body, namely this wooden cube. So what we're going to do today is that we are simply going to sit down with pen and paper and sketch some thoughts. And you can bring out pen and paper also if you want to. I have pen and paper here, and I will bring them out shortly. And the thing about sketch is that we want to sketch down something that is important to us, something that we, down the line, in our future, are curious about. So for me, I will sketch down something I'm curious about, and if you want to, you can sketch down something you're curious about. Doesn't have to be the same thing that I'm sketching down. The skill sketch is the same. So what I'm curious about today is, usually I talk about pausing as a practice, and we talk about how to pause. And I teach pausing, and I ask you, the viewer, for your perspectives on pausing. But something I am curious about, something I want to do, is that I have this idea and I don't really know what to make of it, and that's why I want to sketch it down, to make it ever more real in the physical world. And I have this idea of not only having pause and pausing as a practice, as a skill, as a craft, but also as a place. As a place. And I don't really know what I mean by that. I just have this idea of pausing as both a practice but also as a place. A place of pausing. What would a place be like if pausing was sort of the underlying mood there? What would a place be like if pausing would be the underlying logic there? This I'm curious about. So I will simply bring out the pen and paper and start sketching a little. And you can bring out pen and paper also if you want to. And I will push away the microphone while I do it, because I have to lean over with my right hand like this. Okay. So what came spontaneously now as I did it, I have been curious to see what kind of sketch comes out of me and down on the paper when I do this in front of the camera, in front of you, the viewers. Because I've found that I can hear that different things feel natural to say when on camera than when sitting by myself just thinking. It's like the meeting here has its own logic. And now what came out initially were these things. So in the middle, I hope you can see this now. I hope so. In the middle, I just wrote a place of pausing. Because that's what it is, a place of pausing. A place where pausing is the underlying logic. And then I wrote in the top corner, I wrote more than the practice. Like we said in the beginning of the episode. It felt right to write at the right groups of people. And this one I hadn't thought before sitting down now and sketching. Being there to do something attainable. That is quite specific. To not only have groups of people be in a place, but to have that group of people not do something without a clear goal, but to do something that is attainable. That you come to this place, or you are in this place perhaps. Maybe you don't have to go there, maybe you can be there already. And once you are there, you do something that is attainable, and once you leave, you have achieved something, you have attained something. I like that. That it's not it's for something. It's to make something while being in this place of pausing. Having pausing and this place of pausing facilitate that something gets done. I like that. And then in the bottom, I wrote 3 groups of people, 3 groups of somewhat professional or perhaps layman as well. I wrote down spiritualists, artists, and educators. And these 3 are 3 groups that I have spent a lot of time with, and they are also 3 groups that they all do what they do better when they pause. A spiritual person can be spiritual and do the thing they do when they pause. And an artist doing what they do can also do it more streamlined when they pause. And also educators, teachers, it's easier to teach and educate when pausing. And I find it very interesting to see what would happen. I sketched down something more here. I draw down these three like a triangle. Spiritualists, artists, and educators. And that pausing is like in the middle, connecting them. You can see that triangle there. Spiritualists, artists, educators, with pausing in the middle. And I find it interesting to see what would happen for artists and what would happen to, for example, artists if they, via pausing, were to meet with the spiritualists and educators. And the same for the other two. If one group gets to meet the other two groups via pausing, what happens then? That would be interesting to see. A place of pausing. Doing something attainable. And I guess that this skill, specific skill sketch, specific 4-hour long-term situation, it's something we do again and again. And every time we do it, it becomes a bit more real. Now, my thoughts about a place of pausing is also here. It's not only inside of me. It's been made ever more real. Spiritualists, artists, and educators coming as a group of people or as groups of people to do more than the practice of pausing, to be in a place of pausing and being there to do something attainable. And then my conclusion from this sketch might be something like, something like this. I did another circle there. What is that something attainable that they are there to do? A place of pausing, something attainable. And that could possibly be my next sketch to do. What that could be. This is a nice one. This one makes things happen. It's very potent like that. And easygoing at the same time. Very casual. I like it. That's it for today. Thank you.